All right, where was my goddess at? Hear the voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lept soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise from out of the dewy grass. Night is worn and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while without turn away. The starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you. It is I, your spiritual entertainer, your bard, here with you once again with my goddess Celadwin, bringing you the finest in spiritual entertainment in the world. No one else is doing it, so you can't get any better than this. Cauldron Bless. Let me see. Add as moderator. There you are. All right. You have all the power, Gwendolyn. All the power in the universe is given unto thus, the high priestess of the orchard, to do thou's business of the Aes Sedai. Good to have you here, Gwendolyn. Thank you for stepping up for service. Yeah, we lost a moderator who was no longer interested in doing it the night. So we have filled the void with the high priest. Look at it, it's the rabbi. Good to see you. Someone was talking about you yesterday, Rabbi. Like, where's the rabbi? What are we going to do now? We don't know what's kosher anymore. We don't know how much skin we should take off during circumcisions. There were so many inquiries to you, Rabbi. Shalom to you, our friend. We hope that you are doing well, that all is good over there for you in your family life and everything, so on and so forth. Good to see you again. And Natalie, good to have you here, Natalie. It is good that you are here. And Iceland, it is good to see Iceland is here. And Joshua with the many wives, one for every day of the week. Who else is here? You are visiting Iran and traveled with your wife to a few countries. Yeah. Now that's kind of peculiar, right? You're an Israeli traveling to Iran. Is that safe to do? As I know that there's a lot of conflict over there. Oh my. And the servant of Anubis, the vixen, is here. Good to have you here. All of these wonderful people here. Inquisitor Bacon is here, making sure everything is not kosher. Oh no, he's whipping out the bacon at the rabbi. Oh man. Oh yeah, we missed the brainless one is here as well. Good to see you. Nice to see everyone here. You know that every day we do this, right? We go out and bring spiritual entertainment throughout the world, having these conversations, having these experiences together, learning from one another. I learn a lot from you. The stories that you share, they are inspirational to me, and having these conversations. Yeah. This morning I was meditating on the power of certainty. When someone tells you this is how the world is, you have this power, which is often sometimes an illusion. You know, when someone tells you that they have all of the answers, you give all of your searching, all of your struggle over to that idea. And that is helpful for people in development. It helps bring a security there. You know, and I've lived through that. And leaving, you know, that foundation to go out and explore, it is scary out here. I don't, searching for what is good, searching for what is truth. It is scary when you don't have someone telling you this is how it is. You live in this state of the bard, where you're on this journey, you know, seeking and looking. The only thing that I know for certain is that we are loved. That is it. I've searched different philosophies, different religions, trying to find what I can about the cosmos. What the world that we live in. There's a lot of wisdom out there, right? There's a lot of ideas, but they are just ideas. There's no certainty unless a being comes down to you and says, "This is how it is," right? You are left in a state of always seeking. And that comes to mind is the great Alex O'Connor. Let me just a moment. Please keep my area in your thoughts. There are fires raging, and it's hot and dry. We are desperately need of rain. O great and powerful All Father, we ask that you would move the skies, that you would move the seas, and bring peace and security to these lands there in South Africa. There you are, our friend. Yeah, so I was thinking of, appreciate your support. The Alex O'Connor, I was listening to him the other day. Some of you are aware he is a young, very bright young man that engages mostly Christians in their bullshit. And he was telling his sincerity of his journey. He has gone to all kinds of churches. He has lived with Christians. He has done his best to do all of the things that are required of him, right? And still there's nothing, right? That's what he says. He says he has never had these experiences that people talk about a religious encounter. For me, he is the religious encounter. His seeking is the revelation. How he exposes, the bullshits of religion, I think is very spiritual to me. But he probably doesn't see it that way, I would imagine. But, that is an honest effort. You are seeking, you are studying all the religions, you're studying. Yeah, he was a Catholic growing up. He went to all the best schools to learn, just as I have. Trying to find answers, trying to find that security. And it was never given onto him. The journey is not over, obviously. What he will or will not experience, right? And for people like that, I would say, don't stop searching. Yeah, sometimes when you're seeking, you're doing your own thing, and there's like a wall that you build because you want it this way. You are looking, and you are seeking your own reality instead of having that reality come to you. That is my advice to people: is don't seek; it will come to you. And that might be the best advice for everyone. But that's what happened to me. At the right time, at the right place, when I was about 20 years old, investigating religion, having my doubts, having my fear, the All-Father came to me and told me that I was loved. And that's all that I have. That is the only certainty of the other world reality, is that I am loved. And if I am loved, so are you. And that's what I try to encourage people to see, that you are loved, that you have value, that you're important. And that is the message. That's it. Not to tell you how to behave. Yeah. When I the last kind of deep experience I had, there was no voices. It was like just a revelation, like internal experience was, there's going to be all these people that come to me. And I'm not, the idea is to let them know they are loved and to let the All-Father worry about the behavior. It is not my place to tell you how to behave. No, if you want to talk about behaviors and things, that's a different thing, right? But my job, I feel, in this world is to let you know that you have importance, that you have value, that you are loved, and that is without that foundation, it really is, you'll end up in despair without having the experience of love in your life. So that's where I'm at. Let me go back to your comments here. Oh, yes, we all missed our rabbi friend. We are glad that you're okay. Sir Flame Drop is here. Good to see you, our good friend. The Butt Whisperer, Sir Flame Drop. Let's see, where are we here? Oh my. It's scrolling through. You go by many names, Iceland, yeah. Just want to be respectful, yes. There are horrible fires. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That happens sometimes in dry areas in the United States, in Northern America. Last year, or was it the year before? We had terrible fires in Canada. And the smoke from that came all the way down to where I live in Florida. The fires were terrible. They were terrible up there. I know a lot of people in the north, you remember that, all of those fires in Canada, the smoke going down, it was terrible. What is your view on Orthodox Christianity? Let's shoot, I just lost that comment. Scrolling back. I know you were a part of it. Yes, I was in the my church, the Ruthenian Church, was founded around the year 1000, yeah, probably 800, around there. It was probably around the year 800. People have different opinions, and it was Orthodox. It was the founders were Cyril and Methodius, the great saints of the Slavic people. They taught the Slavs how to write, gave them a language, the Cyrillic, and that spread out to all around there in different forms, right? And for up until about 400 years ago, my church that I left, that I retired from, they were Orthodox, and then they decided to come into communion with the Church of Rome. There was a schism in the year 1000 because the Pope wanted all this power and was, doing what popes do. And the Orthodox bishops said, no, we're not going to do that shit. So there was a schism in Christianity. And 400 years ago, the Ruthenian Church entered into communion with the Church of Rome. It left Orthodoxy, but it kept all of its traditions and liturgy and spirituality. And for me, I am biased. The Orthodox Church, to me, continues the actual gospel message. That Jesus Christ is sent to destroy the power of death. You as a Jewish person know that the Jewish hope is resurrection. It's coming back here to be with God. It's not going to some heavenly realm or escaping a fire pit. It is being here in this world with your God. And that's what Orthodoxy teaches. It's Jesus comes to defeat the power of death. The one that has the power of death is the devil, and releases the world from the grip, and resurrection happens. Everyone's here with God. The heaven is here. It isn't some other place. So the Orthodox Church, to me, is the only one that has continued the original Christian message. The rest of the Western Church, Jesus dies to pay for your sins, and God is pissed off all the time. But the Orthodox Church, to me, now it's not without fault. The idea of dogma, to me, is an evil. The dogma says, do it our way, or you're out of here. We don't want you here. We will give you over to the devil. The Orthodox Church, along with the Catholic Church, in terms of its beginnings, was based in anti-Semitism as well. You still have that lingering to this very day, that you as a Jew, you killed the Messiah, right? That was in the Church Fathers. The liturgy that is used by the Orthodox Church, the liturgy of St. John Chrysostom. St. John Chrysostom hated Jews. It was all there in his teachings. There was so much of this anti-Semitism in the early Christianity, and that continued on in the liturgies. It was terrible. So it is not without fault. They used to anathemize the Jews. Like, we give you over to Satan, basically. Now, they don't do that shit anymore. But the Orthodox Church is not perfect, but it is beautiful. The art, the music. I miss that. Singing and chanting, leading people in worship. In peace, let us pray to the Lord. Lord have mercy. I missed that. That was a beautiful thing in the Eastern Church that I do miss, even though I am no longer a Christian. I do miss those good things. Let's see. So that is my view. Um, let's see here. You're in South Africa at the moment, flying back to Israel in the week. Look at that. So are you able to see the fires and things down there, Rabbi, that you're down there with our South African friends? Alex O'Connor is the atheist you want to be when you grow up. Yeah, he is quite good. He is really intelligent, and he has made his an honest effort to try to engage the religious traditions of the world. And, he has chosen not to believe. I got some type of glare on my screen here. I don't know what the hell that's coming from. It's like a little line here in the middle. Maybe it's some type of reflection. What the hell is that thing? Oh, that's the chat box. Okay. Yeah, YouTube did an update, so I got new shit on my phone here. Oh, let's see here. He listens to speaks in kindness. Yeah, he really does try to understand. Yeah, he is a really sincere person, and he's not pompous. Like you go to some of these, like Richard Dawkins, he gets a little pompous, right? Starts calling people like delusional and shit like that, right? So Alex is really balanced, yeah, and I think he considers himself like most people. He is open to the idea of a deity. He's agnostic in many ways. Crazy Carl, good to see you. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Crazy Carl. It won't stop raining where you're at in South Africa? Oh, my. Let's see. Abhishek, bro, you are from India. Good to see our Indian friends here. Spiritual entertainment throughout the world, from the east to the setting of the sun in the west. Everyone here is beautiful and worthy of love. Yeah, everyone here is. Sometimes people don't want to believe it, right? You don't want to believe that you are worthy. You don't want to believe that you're lovable. And, for whatever reason, maybe you've done a lot of bad shit. Maybe terrible things have happened to you. And you've been left with this mentality that you don't have value. And that is unfortunate. But you're able to fix that. And that takes courage to say, I am worthy. I am wonderful. I have value. I have purpose. Now, no deity is going to do that for you. When I heard from the All-Father, it took me a long time to believe that shit, that I was loved, that I'm never forsaken. It was not immediate. It took practice. It took practicing trust, because I didn't have that stability when I was growing up. I didn't have that foundation of being loved that, my parents had their problems. I know sometimes my mother watches. I don't want to complain. I wasn't the best child, but I didn't have that foundation where I had the stability, and I looked for it everywhere else. I fought against despair. I lived, depressed with myself. I all of these things were promising me destruction in my life. And I started to give in. I started to go to the dark side. I started getting involved in Satanism, not the political kind, the real shit, giving myself over to evil powers that promised me power in a way out, because there didn't seem like there was nothing for me in the world. And I hated that. I hated that I had to turn to darkness. And but eventually I made my way out of that. And at the right place in the right time, this being shows up. Hey, you're loved. And I wish I could hear that all the time. I do not. That was a long time ago. That was 30 years ago. But it is as if that would happen yesterday, because that's the power of being loved. That love continues. Now I have to believe in it. Shit happens all the time. I have to believe in it. It is there. What goes on up here is my responsibility. Bad things happen in life, right? Just about every day someone's on here cursing me, right? And I could feel like sometimes a darkness descending. And I have to make the decision like, bullshit. I am important. I have value. I'm going to continue to do this work of spiritual entertainment. So it's not a life without friction, but it is a life of responding to the friction appropriately, knowing that whatever happens can't take away your value and your purpose in life. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at? Let's see. Where are we going? You all have a stable weather, and here you go work in sweatpants. Need to change into shorts every time you leave. Yeah, that's how it gets around here, right? Even Gary is loved. Yeah, even Gary is loved. Now we make fun of him, right? Whiskey Throat, nice to see you. Oh, where are we at here? Let's see. Oh, you're being inappropriate, I see. Okay. Just a tad bit behind in the comments here. Bro, know the oldest religion of the world? Search, I don't know where you are. Hinduism is the oldest organized form. Well, you could go back further, but in terms of practice, Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world, right? In terms of its tradition, right? That we could see in the world today. The Hindu people, one of the oldest people groups in the world because of their religion. Religion helps a culture to be successful. We see that with our Jewish friends here. That the Jewish people are one of the oldest people groups in the world because of their religion. Their religion helps preserve their culture. You have so many people who are atheist Jews, right? But they're still part of the religion. The religion helps preserve their culture. You take religion away from the Jews, what's going to happen? They will stop being a people group. The religion helps preserve culture. That's my opinion. I'm sure that other people might not agree with that. Yeah, the oldest is Hindu. Yeah. Let's see here. That's the other religion. Spirit did not exist before them. Certainly, yeah. May very well be the oldest organized religion. Yeah, that's right. Father, I made a suggestion on Discord server, which will help things run more smoothly. You can use bots for moderation and other things. You ran a server years ago. Yeah, in the beginning, we had bots, and it was just a nightmare. The person that was putting them in, it was so ridiculous. So we decided not to have the bots. But I'm open if someone, I'd ask Gwendolyn to take charge of that operation. So Gwendolyn is going to be doing the robots, the transformers and GoBots and things. I don't know anything about it, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff, right? I can run a Dungeons and Dragons game, but I can't run a server. Oh, let's see here. What do you want me to search? Judaism is about 3,000 to 4,000 years old, certainly. And Judaism is a lot of diversity in its nascent, in its beginnings. One of the consensus is in scholarship that First Temple Judaism was quite different than what became the foundation for modern Judaism, the Second Temple. It was quite different, very diverse. Having like one of the important scholars in that, I think, is Dr. Margaret Barker, talking about, there was a feminine aspect within the tradition. It eventually floated to, the idea of the man God, but there was a lady in the temple represented the lady, It's even shaped like a lady. You go through the Holy of Holies. That's the vaginal, I forgot what it's called, the skin. You go into the sacred womb of the Holy of Holies and you are reborn. That was the process of the ancient kings of Israel, where they became sons of God. Psalm chapter 2, Psalm number 2. Today you are my son, I have begotten you. You know, the Christian idea of son of God is not a brand new one. All of the ancient Davidic kings, that's what it meant. Jesus was continuing the Davidic line of kingship. That's what that meant. The idea of son of God was not a new thing in the Old Testament, being the God on earth to the people. There's an interesting passage in the Chronicles. They worship their God and King. The God and King was God on earth, Son of God. You know, there's a lot of archaeology that points to a maternal reality, the temple being the place of the Shekinah that gives birth to divine people. That's what the Jewish people were to be to the world. And if you look at it in terms of, them being evangelical in a way, they were to be gods to the whole. That was the mythology. They were to be the gods to the whole world, to lead everyone back to the worship of the true God. That was the mythology. I spend a lot of my time in theosis is a very important tradition, I believe, that was in the First Temple Judaism that continued on in Orthodoxy. We were speaking of Orthodoxy earlier. And theosis means you become what God is, not by nature, but by grace. In the Orthodox Church, God becomes one of us, the Logos, so we could become what God is. That is called theosis. And that's what King Solomon was. He was God to the people. He was Son of Man. Son of Man it means you are a divinized human being. You are like the angels of God, the sons of God. You read about the sons of God in chapter 1 of Job. You read about the sons of God in Deuteronomy 32:8-9. El Elyon, God Most High, gave every nation of son, and he gave Yahweh to the children of Israel. Yahweh is the one of the sons of El. He is not the Most High. But within the Jewish tradition, all of the people back then, if you go to the different nations, their God was on top, right? They have the true God. The idea of having the true God was something that every nation believed in, and they all had their rhetoric and teaching. And so the ancient Hebrews, they have the true God, they have the only God. That was the evolution, right? In their mythology. And of course, it is a warrior God mythology, which a lot of modern people can look past and say, that was just how the ancient people saw God. Obviously, to me, there's only one Father. And some of our mythologies are very inappropriate. And this is the problem I have with Christians. They go into the literature and say, this is how God really is. When he says in Isaiah 13 that he's going to raise up a nation of choice warriors to rape the Babylonians, that's how God really is. He is God. He can do what he wants. But intelligent people would say, that's how our ancestors understood God. That is inappropriate. That's a mythology. I mean, when you make something the word of God, you have no room for understanding how ancient people thought about their deities compared today. You'll find most people of good nature in all religions. They know that there is, a father or a mother, that there is a being that is benevolent, that is good. They have been able to look beyond their tradition to see the universality like that. And that's what I try to do. I like all mythologies, and I look in all of these mythologies and I see the oneness that all of these are trying to describe the same reality. And for me, the Dagda is one of the most appropriate mythologies for fatherliness. The Dagda in the Irish Celtic tradition is known as the good God. And that doesn't mean morally good. That means he's good at everything he does. He is good at being a father. He is good at loving you. He paints the best picture of fatherliness to me. He might not for others. And you have this this cauldron that he has, a symbol of eternal life, that it never runs dry. You can come to the cauldron of the Dagda. It is a symbol of what the Christian Eucharist, if you would. That's how I understand. Oh, let's see, where are we going? Yeah, like and subscribe. I do this every day. This helps bring more people here. And if you are interested in joining our Discord community, there's a join button over there. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can support what I do. I do this for a living. Liking and subscribing is wonderful. But if you're interested in supporting what I do, that helps me to be here every day to have these conversations with you about spirituality. I talk at least 6 hours a day on here, usually. 8 hours a day I usually put in here during the week. Not so much on the weekend, maybe a couple hours, unless my wife's going somewhere. But I do this every day for your entertainment privilege, usually twice a day. I don't know if I'll be here later on today. We'll see. This evening I'm thinking about, working on my Dungeons and Dragons campaign that we do every Friday night. We'll see. We have a really full group. We have six. There are 6 players that I'm running through a campaign right now. We have 2. Vixus, some of you know Vixus, is going to see if she likes it. She's playing a will-o-wisp. They are little lightning balls full of energy. And the story is that they were a warrior at one time and they got transformed by some entity. And they're going to be, and the other person that I have, she's a new to the community. I brought her from Roll20 because I felt my group, they needed a professional player. And she is a professional. She's been playing for years. She knows all about character, sheet development and all that. And I thought that would be beneficial to help the players and, getting the most out of their character and helping develop that. So I brought a professional player from the world of Dungeons and Dragons to help the group. Let's see here. Scrolling through. Homo sapiens have been here for 300K years. Yeah, I'm sure we worship something before 4K years ago. Yeah, there's always been something here, right? There's always been something here. I'm open to the idea that we've always been around in some form. That our fossil records go back that far. In terms of the Earth, you can only go so far, right? But what if we came from somewhere else? What if we are on a cosmic journey? There's all kinds of different ideas. We talked a little bit about evolution yesterday. I believe in evolution, but I don't believe in the primordial soup. We are certainly evolving in many ways, right? But the primordial soup to me is just lazy science. It's the idea that it portrays us in a little goop and coming out of the goop. I don't see that as a sufficient explanation. It takes religious faith to believe that you came from goop, in my opinion. Let's see here. Yo-Yo Bum Buck. Islam is the truth for you. Good. Yeah. Caledon is the truth for me. Spiritual entertainment is my truth. It can be better, certainly. Oh, where are we at here? Remember to double tap the screen. Thank you. Are you religious? Certainly. Spiritual entertainment is very religious, right? Now, in terms of institutional religious, no, I am not. I don't require you to believe anything I say. You might think I'm full of shit, and that's fine with me. I don't care. I'm only here to encourage you with my storytelling and my experiences. If that you find value in that, that's wonderful, right? And with my humor, my wit, my satire, my sarcasm. These are all my gifts that have been given unto me, that I share with you every day. I am here, and I plan on being here for another 25 years. doing this, and we have a nice little community, right? That we're able to grow together and continue to build our community with one another. It's going up and up, right? But it's going at a nice steady pace, where we have developed a really good foundational community to build on. Some of these people, they get their YouTube channels and it goes, and then the conversation ends, right? I'm glad that we have this chance to build slowly, right? And we keep going up. My AI told me that in about 8 months, I'll be up to 25K. That's the next milestone. We hit 10K a few weeks ago, remember? We're at 11 now. I mean, it's going up slow, but this is, to me, this is a wonderful spiritual work, because we have people from all different traditions that are here, right? People who don't believe in God, people who are that are a monotheist, people who are pagan, and all the others. To be able to do that is quite what we even have Satanists, right? That are in our community, which is quite a feat when you can bring all these people together that might disagree on matters of religion and morality and things, but are able to be good-natured to one another. I think that is a beautiful gift that has been given unto us here in the world by the gods that be. Sing to your garden, Father. Yeah, I might do that. I might do that tonight. We'll see. The evening shows, they are not, my morning shows are the biggest for some reason. I guess because I can go around the world. The evening shows, most people are sleeping and stuff. Only about the normal, at the low end, it's about 1,000 people that come through in the evening. The morning shows, a couple of thousand usually, that come through and stay and chat and leave, right? So the morning shows are really the bread and butter here for our community. Let's see here. There is truth in all religions and a lot of bad. Yeah, yo-yos. Yeah, that's right, Vixen. And that's why, I really believe that William Blake was a prophetic character, because he said all religion is one. And what he meant by that, he doesn't mean that it's all the same. He sees it as human creativity. And in all creativity, there's sometimes we don't draw the picture the way it should be. But that creativity should continue. It should continue. And we should always be taking the best and building upon that and leaving the old behind. Sometimes when you have a tradition, it demands that you keep it the way it is. And when it's founded on things that are not good, like there's a lot of bad shit in the Bible. When you say this is the way it must always be, then there's no growth, and you remain with think about, the Bible gives birth to homophobia, right? I talked about how when I was a Christian, I was homophobic, to people who are close to me. I've mentioned that you have this point of view, and I'd have gay people all the time being courteous to me, and I would have to question, why am I against this person? Why are my feelings this way? It's because I was stuck in the book. I knew it was wrong to treat these people in that way, but my book said it must be this way. You must be homophobic towards them. I'm not like that anymore, right? We got all kinds of people who like can openers here. Let's see here. You like Saint Piosius? Yeah, you wouldn't like him if you went to pray with him. He would consider you, if you went to say, I want to pray with you, Saint Piosius. He would say, no, you're not my religion. I'm not going to pray with you. If you are a Christian of a different tradition, you went to pray with Saint Piosius, he would call you heterodox, because I'm not going to pray with you. Yeah, in Orthodoxy, there's a lot of this bullshit. which is quite unfortunate. Like Mount Athos is the center of Orthodox spirituality. Women are allowed there. It's a mountain of penises, is what it is. You know, some of the foundations in Orthodoxy for the monasticism is ridiculous. Like the person who compiled the greatest texts of Orthodox monasticism, his name was Saint Nicodemus. He would talk about how it's not good for a bishop to look at women. And he'd have all of these crazy ass reasons like, you're going to get a boner and stuff like that. I mean, he was really, really ridiculous. And you could tell that there was he had some type of a little bit of mental illness in some of his pastoral works. I mean, he was brilliant. Just because you have a mental disability doesn't mean you don't have the option to be a saint or to be brilliant, right? But Saint Paisios, he had some good teachings in that tradition, but he was a bigot. You know, if you didn't want to be part of he wouldn't pray with you. Yeah. The great enemy of Islam, Saint John of Damascus. Yeah, he was like an apologist against Islam. He had some and against iconoclasm, the idea that you cannot use images to represent the divine. What about Joel Osteen, my buddy deacon? Well, he has a very positive message, but it almost seems artificial to me. You know, when I see him and his wife and his son, they don't seem to be like real people to me. They really don't. It's like they are artificial intelligence. There's something missing in that, right? His positivity is wonderful, encouraging people. You know, he is a very encouraging people, very good at it, right? But there's something to me that there's an element there that doesn't recognize the darkness, that suffering, right? I don't think his message would be helpful to someone dying of cancer. You know, I don't think he is able to deal with dark things and struggles. Yeah, he would be no good in the inner city, Detroit, for instance, where I'm from. So he is very positive. I like some of the things he said, but he doesn't seem like a real human being to me. And he does lean into that prosperity message, not like the others do. He is, from my understanding, he doesn't get into it, but he's very positive, and that's a good thing. Sometimes people need that positivity, right? But you have to teach people how to walk in the darkness, how to dance with the darkness, and you don't see that in his message. It's always the light, wonderful. You know, what I think that you need to know how to dance with the dark. You know, what makes me a wonderful bard is because I know how to dance with the darkness. Let's see. You worship Yoko Ono. You pray to her every night, to her screeching. Oh, man. And now they have a new documentary about Yoko, from what I understand. I don't know if you've seen it yet. She has an interesting life. She was an interesting artist and, you know, political activist, obviously. But she was a terrible singer. I'll never forget that one YouTube clip of her with that one, her husband singing with this other traditional American singer and just screeching away. I mean, it was terrible. Yeah. Onoism, yeah. Onoist worship, oh man, is nagging you to things like Holy Lady Yoko. Oh, let's see here. Morphs into a car. Should I divorce my father, sir? He has been unfaithful. What do you mean divorce? Like you talking about your father has been unfaithful to your family, and therefore you want to disown him, and I think that you shouldn't do that. I mean, that is just a piece of paper, the legal paperwork for that, if you are a younger person. But in terms of disowning your family members, now, if you have caused serious harm You don't want to be around them, but they're always going to be a part of you. They might do evil shit to you, but they're always going to be a part of. That's not the answer. You want to be safe, but if they have moral failings, the only way, this person is always going to be in your life. They might have been terrible to you. How do you deal with that? If you're safe, if you're in a safe place, how do you deal with a terrible person that has caused harm? You try to love them. That's how you deal with them, even though they don't deserve it, right? That is how you overcome the evil. Think about it, right? If they grew up as you, they wouldn't be doing that shit, right? There's certain things that happen in all of our lives. We don't start out as assholes, right? Some of us don't start out as, now we might have, things happen to us, or something goes wrong up here and we lose our damn mind, but we don't start out as assholes, right? You have to think about that the nature of that person is good. And what makes you great is when you can love your enemy. You grow in love when you can love your enemies, right? Now, I don't want to hurt my mother's feelings. Sometimes I wanted to destroy my stepfather. He was an evil person to me. I had plans on destroying him. I hated him. But now I am able to love him, even though he doesn't deserve it. I don't give him any right to earn that. I choose to do it because he is always going to be a part of my life. That is when you are able to love your enemy, is when you really grow as a human being. When you're able to overcome that person, even though you hate them, it's still a part of you. And if you're safe, you have the opportunity. So don't disown your parents. That is a terrible, terrible thing to do. And even though you disown them, you take that pain with you wherever you go. You take that hatred. You might have said, I disown you. You're no longer a part of my life. They're still going to be a part of your life. They exist in your DNA. They exist in your karma. You take that family member with you wherever you go. So learn to heal that. Let's see where we're at here. Just a tad bit behind here in the comments. As normal. Let's see, trying to catch up here. Where am I at here? Wow, I'm way behind. I'm about 30 minutes behind already. Oh, can anyone have mercy? Let's see. All right, right here. Okay. Stop believing in that. I am not here to spread hate, but go to Jesus. He can heal you like he healed everyone. Can anyone hears the way, the truth, and the cauldron? No one comes to the hour but by her. Jesus is one of many ways to be healed. Jesus teaches you what you are. You are the Word of God. You are the way to the Father. If you're not the way to the Father, no one gets to the Father. All of those things. Jesus is God. I am God, and so are you. We are all that reality. And so is Kedwin. My morning's going good. Joshua with me. How are your wife's doing? What's today? Today is the Thursday wife. Yeah, the Thursday wife. How long have you identified yourself as gay? Well, today is Thursday, so I am gay today. I've been gay since I left Christianity. My wife's boyfriend said, you need to switch it up. Let's do a couple days of the week. You could practice homosexuality. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am gay. So not too long, just a few months of being homosexual. Let's see. A man shall not lay with another man. Well, some people enjoy doing that. Are you against burning witches alive? I mean, if you're going to, like the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus said, if you're not following all of the law, you're not following me. So if you're going to follow the law, start stoning people. Start burning witches alive. Stop. If one of your children are disobedient, take them out to the village elders and throw rocks at him until he dies. I mean, those kids behaved back then, right? Because they get their ass killed. If you're going to follow all the laws, don't just pick the ones you like. If you are against gays because of the Bible, then do the rest of it, not just the ones you like. Be faithful to all of it, right? Let's see here. Our greatest fear is that we are small and weak, but powerful beyond all measure. Allowing ourselves to be product of someone else's judgment holds us back. That's right, Ed. You're right. When you are subject to another person's ideology, you don't advance as a human person. As Voltaire once said, he said, "Dare to think for yourself," and that is not something easily done, right? When you begin to take your life into your own hands and to carve out your own destiny in the world, that takes a lot of courage to do, because you don't have the security that people are in religion say, we have all of the answers for you. Just keep doing what we want. When you say, no, I'm going to do it my way, that takes a lot of courage to do. It's easier for me to go back to church and do everything they're saying. I was much stable in terms of my outlook of the world. It is scary not knowing, being in charge of your own morality. That is scary. Having to make decisions. I don't want to do everything my desires want to do. I mean, my desires are off whack. Sometimes you want to get violent at someone who cuts you off when you're driving. Sometimes you might have bizarre sexual ideas, like that light socket over there looks exciting to me right now. What I don't want to do and everything that I want to do. I want to live the life I'm supposed to live, and I want to live it to the fullest. And that is very challenging when you have no one else telling you how to do that. It is great. It is very difficult. It's fearful. You are not in a negative sense, but being concerned with making that right choice. But I can do that because even if I make wrong decisions, I know that I'm loved. And that's very important. I know that the All-Father loves me. Therefore, I can continue on this path of being the bard. But thank you, Adam. Thank you. The Otto ones, not for long. You don't think? No preaching here. We're not interested. Truthfully, good to see you. You're 17, but you've made a choice to return. Yeah, do what you want to do. I would keep that to yourself. I know you've been here. I found out that you are a young person. This really is for adults, 18 and up. But if you do you've been here. I have mature children at 17. You're almost 18 years old. There's a lot of perverts that come on here. And that's one of my greatest concerns for young people. Talk about dildos and shit on here. It really isn't for young people. It is for adults. And so I labeled the channel as adult only. So keep your age to yourself, truthfully. I don't want you to get, the Roblox pedophile posse after you. Greetings, the Black Wall. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. A few days ago, you had a bad experience at the Orthodox Church. You went to the priest and asked him if we follow evidence. He said we don't need evidence. That's the problem with that, right? They tell you what you're supposed to believe, and they reward you for this make believe that you're doing. And it's the gospel. What is it? I think it might be John or Luke, where Thomas approaches Jesus, and Jesus says, "Blessed are those who don't see and believe." I don't believe he ever said that. That it was an agenda put into the New Testament to control you, to help you to play make believe, and that's what your priest is doing. Make believe. Let's see here. Nice to see you, Nisa. Faith without works is dead. So faith without evidence is. That's right. Now, faith should be a substance that's based on an evidence. Like, I want to live my life trying to love other people because I heard a voice telling me that I'm loved. That is an example. Giving you a book and telling you to believe in these ideas because God told us these things in this book are important, that is not an evidence. That is not an evidence. Evidence is something you can touch, something you can witness. I believe in deity because I experience deity. That is the only reason why I am not an atheist. I'm very atheist in terms of the Abrahamic religions or other religions in the world. I just don't see those as something that gives me a right understanding of divinity. But in terms of my own experience, like experiencing the motherliness of Ceridwen here, that's something I experience. And that is the evidence for me to be a bard. Let's see, where are we at here? Oh, what's wrong with my chair here? Okay, there we go. My Interpol soulmate and me are leaving many soul groups. If you're feeling energy drop, you will have a unique visit about bad news in your soul. No, thank you. I'm not interested in that. I don't accept that as my destiny. Ceridwen's cauldron is all the energy I need. Let's see. Yeah, Jesus is God for you. Ceridwen is God for me. God is a woman. Yeah. Let's see. Our Reiki master is here. Nice to see you, Natalie, our Reiki master. Oh, where are we at here? Scrolling through. Is the Lady of the Lake another form of her? Well, I like what you find in Wicca is that there's a lord and a lady. And then there's many different presentations of this, many different types of the archetype. Like Ceridwen, for instance, she is not the great lady, right? But she is that to me. All of my Celtic ancestors, every lake, every river, every well, every place there was water, there was a lady there in some way. So these ladies of the lake, like down there in Wales, that's where that comes from, right? The Lady of Lake. Every lake had a lady, right? Every grove had a lady. I mean, it is a universal thing. Merlin is the great druid of old, right? A mythological figure in the Arthurian religion. Was he a real person? Perhaps. Perhaps he's very real in terms of the mythology of druidry, that there are these great people of old that are very important that, our ancestors tell stories about. I mean, was Ceridwen a real person? I hope to think that she is. That a mythology developed around her, that she was one of my ancestors. Now she is a goddess. She has been elevated. She has went through apotheosis to be this face of the mother, the great lady, Sophia, as some would ascribe, like in the Old Testament, Proverbs chapter 8, the great Sophia. That's how I understand. How I understand divinity is father, mother, child. God is a family to me, and my wife is the face of Sophia to me, in the intimate level, and maternal level. It is Ceridwen. There's different ways of experiencing, but we're all what our God is. All of us, we are what God is, and that's how I see it in all of our diversity. And now, could I be wrong? That's the best I can do. I got no evidence for it, really. All I can base it on is what I see, that we thrive in our family, and the reality of family is the foundation of creation, of nature, of the world. Marriage. People do marriages differently nowadays, right? They have a more diverse, but for forever, the the father and the mother and the children were always something protected, the nuclear family. People are experimenting with that. Like our good friend Gwendolyn here could probably give a lot of ideas on experimentation with that, and Joshua with the many wives. Yeah. But for the ancient of time, so that to me is an explanation of divinity, that divinity is family in that aspect. Let's see. Good morning, She. Good to see you. I promise you that Jesus is Lord and Savior. Cadwin is queen of the cauldron here for us. You are tech savvy in that respect. Oh, good. You can help Gwendolyn out. That would be wonderful. Let's see. Do not dogs surround me, a pack of villains encircle me. They pierce my hands and my feet. Yeah, when you're getting bitten by dogs, that happens. Yeah. Now you are saying this is Jesus, right? Now that's what you're doing. You could do that. Like I could go into Harry Potter and found Jesus is Harry Potter. I mean, you could do that with any literature. Our brains look for patterns, even though that pattern is not really there. We could come up with all kinds of prophecies like that. It's not difficult to do. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Oh, man, we got the Bible thumpers in effect today. Yeah, we've really getting swamped this week. Yesterday was terrible, right? I mean, it helps me because I'm trying to make a living, right? This morning, I released all bans from my server, YouTube server banned. I just pushed a button, releasing them all. I mean, these people I make money off of, so I want them to come back. Unless they're being racist or something, I will ban them again, But, I was like this. These people who copy and paste scriptures. I thought I was doing something important, and I wasn't really doing anything at all except annoying the shit out of people. But maybe they'll listen. Maybe we'll be able to sneak one in to the cauldron of Caledon here. Oh, let's see. Where are we at here? Good morning, Lewis, our morning astrologer here. Lewis, good to see you. What is the forecast for Cancer in the next couple of weeks? It's not good to have a friend. He is Holy Spirit. I'm not interested. Salam alaikum, Robert. Good to have you here. The Word of God is Jesus Christ. You are the Word of God. Everything that you are comes from God. The Word of God is not just one reality. It is the Logos. In the Greek understanding is the foundation of the cosmos. And that is everywhere. When you go out and look at a sunset, that is the Word of God. I mean, the Logos and the Divine Sophia. The Logos lead you into the wisdom. The Logos is the door. The Sophia is the house. These two entities go hand in hand throughout everything that we know in the world. Man and woman, for instance. It's all there. Let's see, where are we at here? Selvak Salavam. How do you want me to help you? If you're asking for money, I don't have money. Where are we at here? This man is a troll. Don't let him lead you astray. Prove it. Prove that. I've been talking about encouraging people and, various topic matters out of opinion that I have. I'm not leading anyone here. I'm sharing my experience. So prove that I'm leading people astray. You have no evidence for that. You are a slanderer. You're going against your own word. Did you people see? I posted earlier on Discord, Elliot. Elliot has lost his damn mind. I mean, after I posted that, he kept going. And I was showing him in his own Bible that, calling me a dumbass and, trying to convert me. He is going against his own Bible. And he just kept going on and on and on and on. I mean, it's really ridiculous when Christian fundamentalists, why can't you see that your negativity undoes the positive things that you're seeking to do. When you become a dickhead, all of your preaching and shit goes out the window. I really don't understand why you can't. You see that you're just wanting to be right. You don't care about truth. You don't care about me. You don't care about other people. You just care about being right, because that's how you get your boner when you are talking. Let's see here. We love God, just not your understanding of him. Yeah, that's right. Tell him, Sir Flamedrop. Did you know the land he ruled was later bought by Abraham? Interesting. Interesting. Trampus, Bowmaster. Good to see you. Good to have you here. You leveled up your character yesterday, Lewis. Good. Yeah. What subclass did you take? I think you could shapeshift. Can you shapeshift now at level 3? I can't remember at what level you can shapeshift. I think it keeps like small animals and it keeps going up. One thing I do not allow is shape-shifting into an owlbear. That is a D&D heresy, because owlbears are beings of transmutation. They were created by a lich. They're not animals. The D&D movie that everyone saw, the druid girl turns into the owlbear, that is not a part of the official universe. Now, people have lightened the load and lightened the rules. I'm all about preserving the lore of my childhood, of Forgotten Realms. So I don't like tampering with it. So the owlbear is not something I allow people to transform. You could be any kind of bear, but not an owlbear. Owlbears are not real animals. They are transmutated animals. They in the world of Greyhawk. That's where they come from. They were created by a lich there. I forgot what his name was, but all of these liches, they get around and move around to different crystal spheres. Oh, here comes whining Kedar once again. I am the blasphemer. Yes, I am. Screw your God, Kedar. Shiva is your boy. Oh, boy. CM Sheikh, good to see you. You will be great for players and viewers. Yeah, 6 people, yeah. You are a powerful druid. I only need your plants. Yeah, the druid is a very powerful character in Dungeons and Dragons. Very powerful. Yeah, they have all of these utility spells and offensive spells and can heal. A very powerful character. Heaven is real, man. Well, maybe for you. Mello, good to see you from Brazil. Good to have you here. People all over the world coming here for their spiritual entertainment. Like and subscribe. And if you're interested in supporting me financially, there's a join button over there. For the price of a cup of coffee, small, medium, or large, you could support what I do here, and you could become a member of our Discord server. Let's see here. Scrolling through here. Just give you the weed and past. There you go. Yeah, no politics. We don't do politics here. All of our ad have been here since the last expansion. We are the stuff of the universe. The universe, the great cosmos, is our mother. This. Just think of the universe as a womb that shapes you. You know, that's what when I look up into the sky, I see the mother. That's how I see it. You know, I think our ancestors, when they looked up at the sky, the idea of heaven, that's where it comes from. You look up, they are all the gods and everything. It's all up. That's our ancestors. Now, heaven became something else in the Christian tradition. It became a mystical domain where God lives. But this, to me, all of it is where God is. There's no other place. What about the cave of bones they found? Mass burials. What does that have to? What does that pertain to? I'm unfamiliar. You got to take a bike ride. All right. Let's see. We're all just space dust. The stardust, like Carl Sagan, right? The stardust. Repent, man, he wants you, man. I never left the Christ, so I'm just not doing it your way. Yeah. Jesus, to me, uh, outside of the institutional element, having that idea in my head is the archetype of the Father. Uh, I am able to take him out of the tradition, and he has always been, the being that loves, outside of all of the bullshit in the canon of Scripture. Yeah, you could use any type of religion to control and manipulate people, and I don't think he ever wanted a church, to be honest. The what a church should be for me is the Salvation Army, where you go, you get organized, and you go and help the world. You don't go there and listen to the same old bullshit and do the rituals over and over again and not do anything with your life in terms of helping others. Now, the Salvation Army, they are a church. I don't know if people knew that. And they don't have any sacraments or anything. They do have, they meet and they organize and give. I think that is an appropriate church for me. But I'm not a Christian anymore. But when I look at what a church should be, I look, when we had hurricanes down here in Florida, the Salvation Army went bankrupt. It gave all of its founder, or not the president of the Salvation Army, I don't know what he's called. He takes a minimal salary. Like he is working at he's not like some of these other charitable organizations. You have them living in mansions and shit, and not the guy who runs the Salvation Army. To me, that is what Christianity is supposed to be, not a place to control and manipulate you. Let's see, where am I? God's given talents. Thank you. Where are we at? You are a fraud. Prove it, dickhead. I am a fraud. Your name is Khan. C-O-N. That tells me a lot about your statement. Khan. You are calling me a fraud? You have no evidence at all. You are a slanderer, is what you are doing, the Khan here, and not me. I am not a part of your religion. I have ideas. You might not agree with the ideas, but because you are threatened by them, you try to slander me. You will go against your own teachings, to make me look bad, right? This is the way that many of you fundamentalists operate. When you see a threat, you start saying, I have a devil or this or that, same old bullshit. Where are we at here? The Abigenesis goop is a plausible theory when you really dig into it, but shouldn't be held as the answer. Yeah. We have witnessed more and more complex biomolecules. There's one idea I liked. I remember when an astrology course that I was doing was that we come from comets, that the elements that brought humanity here came from comets hitting the earth. And I guess in the goop, in that sense, made more sense to me. Oh, it's raining ash there. Damn, I'm sorry that you have to experience that. Stay safe. Anything too fast will be cheap. That's right. The things we put sweat, equality in the solid foundation. You've had a rather dark revelation. Oh, I'm looking forward to hearing that. To love your neighbor is to tell them to trust Christ. Not the way you're doing it. You're being a dick. That's not really loving anyone but yourself. Deacon, let me know if you want to participate in a gummy study I am doing with some professional friends of mine. We are licensed in Florida, so it's all up and up. Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, give me the gummies. Let me know how we can talk about that on Discord. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. Gummies help me quite a bit. As long as I don't have to get a cannabis card, because I have a pain management doctor who gives me opioids. I do opioids in the morning and the reefer at night, because the reefer is legal. Delta 8 and Delta 9 products, that's where I do. But if it requires me to get my card. I'm not ready to do that. Now, if the gummies become illegal, which November is when they're supposed to, that government shutdown of them is supposed to happen, then I will be getting my cannabis card. I'll have no trouble getting that because I've been disabled for like 20 years. Yeah, I just got my injections 2 days ago on my back. Every month I get 6 long needle injections into my lower back because my back swells up. I have bone-on-bone arthritis, and my back just flares up from all of the tension and pain. And so that brings it back to normal again, these trigger point injections that I get. Oh, thank you. You're praying for us all. Great. We're going to be held accountable. And so will you. Judgment comes to the house of God first, the Apostle Paul said. So when you're going to stand before God, he's like, why did you make me look like an asshole all of the time? I'm not an asshole, but I still love you. That's what you're going to hear that. He's going to tell that to you. I have a question about spirituality. Well, you've come to the right place, Jordan. Is it wrong to want to believe in multiple gods since we truly don't know who's in charge? Not at all. You have a right to explore, to understand. I have Caledon here. That's it. Oh, where are we at here? Please be patient. I can see you're struggling with patience. What the hell are you talking about? I have no struggles here. To rebuke, let's see here, is to love someone, to lead them to Christ. No, it isn't. It is not, because you're using it as a weapon. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel. That's the instruction, but must be a teacher, because it's God who gives repentance, not you. You're not supposed to be doing the Holy Spirit's paperwork. You rebuke people that are in your vicinity. Like if you have a friend that you've grown up with and he has gotten into drugs and stuff, and you're like, you need to stop that shit, my friend. That is appropriate. I am a stranger to you. So when you are doing your rebuking, you're not helping me. You're helping yourself. There's a difference. There is a right place to bring correction in that way. And this isn't it. You're just making people think that you're an asshole. Is all that you're doing. Let's see. Where are we at here? Thank you, Caledon. Bless you. Let's see. Ritual time. You have the message. Oh, my. You are from 8 Mile. I live between 7 and 8 Mile. I would stay with my father during the summers as a young person in eastern Detroit, between Gratiot and Sheener. And it was a terrible place. My mother is appalled when I tell her now. When she first heard me, because she watches sometimes, she thought I was making shit up about my life in Detroit. I'm like, no, it's all true. I mean, I lived a terrible life. I'll share this appalling detail. I mean, my father was not a good person. He tried to hook me up with the prostitute when I was 11. I mean I have an 11-year-old. I would never do that. I was scared, so I was not able to perform the natural obligation. But I mean, that was terrifying. All kinds of drugs. I mean, it was a terrible, terrible place, living in the ghetto at that time. Where are we at here? Christianity is nothing more than Roman theology. You could certainly say that, right? Here comes light switches. He is always rubbing his light switch in our face. The lover of light switches. If you enjoy having sex with your light switch, I'm not going to stop you. Just wear rubber boots. Let's see. Where are we at here? Yeah, you're begging people to trust in Jesus. I don't think he needs you to do that. If he wants someone to trust him, he'll reach down and touch their heart. You're not. What you're doing is empty words. Your words have no power. They have no value. Only God can change someone's heart, not you. Let's see. No, they won't. It's your job to remove the poison. Your love, you forgive, and you move away and move on without anger. Repent right now. No, thank you. Not interested in repent. Do I believe in Agatha? Yes, I come from Agatha. I dug a hole out, and here I am. Let's see. I'm about 30 minutes behind in the comments, so if I have not greeted you yet, I try to have conversation with everyone here as a courtesy to you. So it might take me a while to say hello. So don't despair here. I lost probably about 50% of my comments because YouTube just takes them out sometimes. So if I did not greet you or got to your question, just continue to bring it back again, and I'll try to. What is this here? Top chat. Yeah, I'm in the top live chat. I want live chat. There we go. Live chat. There we are. I'm bringing me all the way to my live chat. So I lost a big section of my comments, and so I apologize if I have not responded to you. Help me, Rhonda's here. Good to see you, our good friend Rhonda. There's no single woman in here. It's safe to scroll to the next stream and continue your hunt. We have someone looking for love, right? Rhonda is not available. She is making it known to you. No helping from Rhonda in that way. Let's see, where are we at here? But then, Father, you must ask where the goop on the comet comes from. Certainly, you're right. Comets are cosmic seed sperm. You think so? Yeah. Yeah, there's a people who believe that, right? Iceland she is not here for the dating scene. Still on unemployment? No, I get paid doing this. This is the way I make a living. And you could support me if you want by going to buy me a cup of coffee. Gaia the Sage is here. Good to have you here. Can you do an exorcism upon our country? Be gone, ice. No, I don't have that ability. I don't have the power to do that. How do you get rid of a nuisance within your community? The only way to do it is first look in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said, and make that change. You do that first. And then you begin to branch out one person at a time. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. And don't grab your penis while you're doing that in the mirror like Michael would do. Let's see. I'll take that. Nobody wants to marry you. Oh, someone's trying to get married here. See, I missed that part because YouTube took all those comments away. Someone was trying to get married to Marilyn, aka Iceland. You got all these lovers pursuing Marilyn on here all the time. And Natalie. Natalie's like, I'm married. And they're all falling in love with Natalie. Let's see here. Is Hug and Bunny Goddess is here somewhere? I see the name mentioned there. The inverted banana is here. The inverted banana. Good to see you, our good friend. The inverted banana. Good to have you here. Nothing like a good banana split. Yeah, Jim, mind your own damn business. Oh, where are we at? Cannabis is legal here in Kanakistan, up there in Canada. You have no problems with the reefer. Yeah, here in the United States, the government is always making money off the pharmaceuticals, and the pharmaceuticals are making money off us. And there's always been this long battle with cannabis. It has nothing to do with its safety. It's much more safer than alcohol. But the big pharma and the alcohol companies, they don't want you to have the reefer. So they're in a lot of places still, it is not legal, which is unfortunate because I need it. I need it to help me with my chronic pain. I mean, it's been very helpful to me to deal with my arthritis. So every night I take it, and I'm starting to stockpile my gummies because in November they're going to outlaw them, and it's terrible. You also suffer, Deacon, the fusion of the spine. Yeah. Pray to our ancestors to give you strength, O wise one. I have a great demon called cigarettes that needs to be vanquished. Yeah, that is one of the most powerful forms of enslavement in terms of narcotics and drugs is cigarettes. It's really terrible, right? It's very hard to kick the habit, but people do it all the time. So if you're willing to take that journey, you're going to suffer. But is the suffering worth it? Now, my spiritual father, he died of lung cancer. He smoked 3 packs a day. I mean, it was when I'd go over there, it's like going into a chimney. I mean, I remember me and my wife, we stayed the night at his house. All of our clothes that we brought with us smelled like a smokestack when we left there. Everything, our suitcase, everything. I mean, his whole house. It was terrible, right? Just say no to drugs and say yes to light switches. All right. You need a better pain management specialist. Such a shame the state of our country's health. Well, mine's done quite a good job. It's helped me to have mobility. With my opioids, I'm able to walk for a while. I mean, I don't get high off of them. I've been doing for 20 years. I don't get high off of them. I'm not addicted to them. Well, I guess I am addicted to them because there's a physical addiction but I'm not last week I detox once a week from them. I've been always doing that. Maybe that's the secret to my success. I'm not out looking for heroin and stuff like that, because 1 out of 3 people, they get addicted to opioids. For me, they've been helpful in the morning to take the edge off so I can begin my day. And evenings, I would use alcohol until I switched to marijuana, which has been very beneficial in terms of my health. I lost 30 pounds when I did that. Some of you remember my head was quite large. My wife showed me a picture of my head from last year. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened to me? I mean, my head was, I have a giant head already, but my head was quite massive. Now, losing all of that weight, I don't want to get it back by switching back to alcohol. Alcohol, occasional recreation, but every night using a gummy to deal with my evening pain has been very helpful to me. Let's see here. I don't know what all those numbers are for, Eric. Yeah, let's see. Earth drops. I can't understand whatever you're saying there. I don't understand what you're saying there. I struggle, of course. Everyone struggles, right? Judgment comes to the house of God first. That's right. That means when God starts to clean, he will begin with his own house first. Yeah. There's a lot of assholes in that house, right? Let's see. Yeah, screw you, Bet Chamberlain. You're a dickhead. Goodbye. These people talking about pedophilia and shit. Such assholes. Heat pain management doctors, they are needed, but fancy legal drug dealers. Yeah. Mine doesn't mess around. I've gotten in trouble for going in there with no stuff in my urine. Yeah, next time I do that, I'm going to be kicked out because I detox and then I go. I can't do that anymore. I have to be something in my system when I go in, or I will. They are very, very strict. He's always done a good job, in terms of managing my pain. And he's offered, like I've gotten steroid injections in my back where they knock you out. It's a very painful procedure, sticking these steroid needles into your back. That didn't do shit. I did that 2 times, didn't do shit. And the next step he offered was to sever my, every 6 months to use a laser to burn away my nerves in my back. That didn't sound like fun. Having my laser my nerves away, that wasn't fun for me. There's also a pain pump or a TENS machine that is put into your spine, where it always sends the electrical current through your body. Those things I'm not interested in doing. Just using the drugs has been helpful to me. But for some people, they use that stuff and it's very helpful to them. But so he's given me options for dealing with my pain. Don't be a whip, take the pain. Pain lets you know you're still alive. That's bullshit. If without these wonderful drugs in the world, many of us would probably end up killing ourselves. I mean, that's a terrible thing to say. Be a wimp. You're an asshole. Go back to screwing your light socket. Dearest Daddy Deacon, sorry about your back pain. Thank you, Channel Time. Thank you. We rebuke the evil one and pray. Oh, shit. Demons time. It's demon time. Here comes the demon, and we're all gonna have a good time. I'm just running out of demons. Thank you for the exorcism, by the way. But there's not a show that all week long I've got an exorcism from these Christians. Thank you. I feel all exhilarated now with the powers of darkness leaving out my backside. I'm going to have to go change my Depends soon when it starts itching because the demon came out through the backside. So thank you for delivering me, Eric, from the with your rebuke of the evil one. Thank you. Let's see. When will Christians stop manipulating Christ? Never. Never. Do you know that the average person's colon can stretch to accommodate 4 to 5 rats? How do you know that? Have you been practicing? Now, I had a demon up my ass. Maybe that counts. Let's see. You only use cannabis and physical therapy. You get serious pains. You do capsum. I don't know what that is. Let's see. XEX. Good to see you. And everyone in the chat, I hope you're all doing well today. Good to have you here. You are a chosen one to blueprint, Father. We're good for you. Proverbs, which is better is open rebuke than secret love. What does that mean? What are you talking about here? Oh, where are we at here? You live down the block. It's terrible there. Yeah, in Detroit. Yeah. Where I lived on the safe side of 8 Mile. Deacon did not. Yeah. I had to go through a lot of shit as a young person. Thank you, Iceland. What game does Jesus like best? Oh, let's see. Duck Hunt. Christianity was in Ethiopia before it was in Rome. Well, it developed differently throughout the ancient world, but it was in Rome. It was documented to be in Rome the same time it was in Ethiopia. Oh man, here, where am I at here? You like darts? Oh, I see bitching spirit warriors here. Some of you remember him as Mocha, always coming on here and bitching all the time. Take your time. Yeah, getting there. Durgan Shandirt. Nice little hearts there. Thank you. Yeah, take care, Inverted Banana. Thank you for stopping in. Christianity started when Jesus rolled the rock over. Yeah. You're emotionally happy. Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm glad that you're happy. Oh, where are we at here? Deity pudding is here. Now, the joys of all kinds of sugary treats coming down from the heavens into your life from deity pudding. You want to see a home improvement parody of Jesus moving the rock and showing off the tomb after 3 days? Oh, that would be interesting, right? Where are we at here? The three-eye atlas is flying past all the planet chakras, activating them, and you get the third eye at last. I hope so. That would be great. Yeah, it flew by the earth, a couple of weeks ago? I was hoping Jesus was on that to rapture out all the Christians, but it didn't work out. Do I know you from another stream? Oh, you're talking to him. Where are we at? See, where are we going here? Cannabis rewrites DNA, does it? I know that drugs do manipulate your DNA. So does other things, like watching television and shit like that. Am I heard? Your DNA is always being changed, from what I understand, in some form or fashion. I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. I'll have to ask my son. He's downstairs visiting from college. He's a biologist. So I'll have to ask him what he has to say about that. Actually, marijuana bans weren't started for the sake of pharmaceutical companies. They just said their excuse for keeping the bans. Right. You're right. All that came from all the puritanical Christian bans on drugs and alcohol in the 20s and stuff like that, right? When they had that propaganda-filled Reefer Madness. I mean, that is hilarious. Reefer Madness was a propaganda film that turned into a cult classic because it's hilarious. It's really good if you get high and watch it. You could see all this crazy shit that marijuana is supposed to make you do, like run people over and get all crazy and wild. Let's see. There's a guy on YouTube with a toilet seat around his neck. That would be interesting to try. Mike the Dick Piccolo is here. Evildoer, yeah, I am. I'm a warlock, yeah. I am. Oh, let's see, where are we at? What's going on to outlaw cannabis in November and where? Well, you remember the government shutdown that we had recently in the United States? Well, the Republican side of that put into the bill, let's get rid of all the gummy dealers here. And 500,000 people are going to lose their jobs in November to get our government back. It's really a terrible thing that they did, to scam. Somebody in the pharmaceutical business is supplying these people with money to create that bill. Hopefully Rand Paul will save us from that shit. I have hope that it won't go through, but there's not really any good news about it right now. Oh, let's see, where are we at? Sam, good to see you, our good friend Sam. It's cold down there in the southwest right now where you're at. You are enduring the cold. Marijuana scare was created by telling people weed makes Mexicans, Africans violent, and they will grape your women. Oh, damn, that's terrible. That is terrible. Yes, I'm doing sorcery here. Sorcery. And you're helping the algorithm to bring my sorcery to all the world. Mike the Dick Piccolo. Oh, where am I at here? Oh, let's see. I'm a voodoo witch doctor. Yes, I'm all of that. All of that stuff. I am the guy on your Lucky Charms box. That is me, bringing the magic of cereal and Satan into the lives of your children. See, inflammation causes pain, yeah. So does bone-on-bone arthritis, yeah. Maybe the new Babylon, yeah. You need magnesium? I take it. I take it regularly, magnesium, yep. Let's see, where are we at here? I was out with the crows. A hawk was too close to the nest. Oh, what a beautiful experience, right? Yeah, in my grove there are crows, and there's also hawks. It's fun to watch to twilight, when the sun begins to to go down is when they get really active, all the animals. And one day I was just watching a hawk come down looking for lunch, come down. I don't know if they're looking for rats or snakes or something, flying down. They are beautiful creatures, right? Legal abortion, gay marriage, the hammer of the world, prideful nation thinks she sit in a queen. What kind of bullshit are you talking about? What kind of gummies do I do? Delta 9, usually, and Delta 8 on occasion. Why do people say Jesus is king and he told us the kingdom is within? If the kingdom is within, aren't we God? Yeah, that makes sense to me, Harold. That makes sense to me. You're the God of your kingdom, right? Yeah, I work for my daddy, the devil. I'm leading people to hell. You're right. And you're helping, spirit warrior. Every time you come on to bitch about your religion, you're helping lead people to hell. You haven't been on in a few weeks. Where have you been? Have you found other pagan channels to go to and harass? Let's see, where am I at here? Got about another 20 minutes or so. I'm a Jim Jones wannabe. No, I am not. If you drank my Kool-Aid, you'd get high, not die. You know, these cult, my cult is much different than other cults. I've learned from all the mistakes, like have the right kind of Kool-Aid. Don't require castration for your cult members. Don't have sex with only the community and let other people not have sex with them. You know, I've learned from all of the mistakes of cult members. Let's see. Good morning, Father Deacon. You are not addicted to them. You are mildly dependent on the meds, like most people that use opioids responsibly for long. Yeah, you do get cravings for them. You know, you do get, like if you stop taking them, which I do at the end of every month, I'll stop taking them. You get the runs. You get, amongst other things, you feel like a little grouchy. But if you use gummies, it helps take the edge off that as well. The demon is here. Look at this. Now you Christians are calling me demon. We actually have a real demon in here. He's a real Satanist. You need to save his soul. Oh, good to see you, our demon friend. Oh, where are we at? Where are we going? Yeah, Spirit Warrior is a big whiny bitch. Comes on here every day. Pain keeps us humble. I don't need pain to keep me humble. I do that with my behavior. I don't need to be humbled. The idea that a God makes you get hurt to humble you is complete and utter bullshit. God has nothing to do with my back pain. It wasn't a form of punishment. It's really terrible what Christians tell people, that you're hurt because your God is trying to teach you a lesson from it. That means screw that kind of God. We don't need that kind of shit. I mean, that's a terrible, terrible thing to say to people. Are you mad? I'm crazy as hell. Yeah, I am. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Sir, just like you, I wake up, the first thing I do is throw it in reverse. Oh, man. Oh, where are we going here? Don't be whipped, take the pain is the kind of crap that people say that haven't experienced through a plane, right? I've experienced some of the most excruciating pain. I've had kidney stones. I had a lady friend who has had children and has had a kidney stone. She's like, they say having children is the worst pain. And she's like, no, it's not. Kidney stones. I mean, last time I had a kidney stone, I was in the hospital waiting room, laying on the ground. They're like, sir, can we put you up? I'm like, no, I need to lay here until you take my ass back there and give me some drugs. I mean, kidney stones are terrible, terrible. I mean, when I had that, I'm like, the pain was so terrible. Oh, man. Yeah, these assholes are terrible people. with people who suffer from chronic pain, and telling them that, God's trying to teach them a lesson, or be humble. I mean, that makes people not believe in God, by the way. When you tell them that God is responsible for the things that they're suffering, that God is trying to teach them. I mean, it's a terrible philosophy that Christians have when they tell people that pain is there to get you to pray. Well, screw your God. What a horrible thing to tell someone, right? Let's see, where are we at here? Yeah, tell him, Sam. Tell him. All hail Labubu. Good to see you, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Good to have you here. I think, Natalie, you've seen the first season of Picard. You enjoyed it. I think I remember reading that. Yeah, Picard, me and my wife watched that. Quite enjoyable. If you like Star Trek, the Picard series is really well done. Really well done. Oh, let's see here. Yeshua can heal me. Go ahead. Heal me, Yeshua. I'm waiting. Let's see, where are we at here? You relieved your own suffering. No God helped you. You did the work yourself. Yeah. Yeah. There are sometimes people experience the miraculous, but that is not the norm. And that's mystery when it happens, right? Yeah, I don't really, everything in terms of divinity is accessible to us. And I think most accessible through the things that we can pick off the ground, and I think that is a real blessing to be able to get high to deal with pain. I think that is a wonderful thing that we have. Remember to like the stream and have some water. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Hydration and posture checkpoint. Let's do it. Good morning, the Green Knight Tales is here. Good to see you, our good friend, the Green Knight Tales. See, I'm just, where are we at here? And whoa, it's the deacon. Good to see you, Philo Holland, Phil Holland. Good to see you. We're not talking about the way they teach you, talking about conversation, but Christ spoke to the monad. Now that just every time I hear that word monad, I mean, it's so philosophical. I'm thinking of a person with one testicle, the monad, by giving its own, to me, God is more personable. The idea of a monad, like he's this giant testicle that's just hanging down amongst the trinity of penises. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Scrolling through. Reefer Madness is a hilarious movie. Yeah, it is. Especially when you're intoxicated, right? That's my ex-girlfriend behind you. Is Kedadwin? Is your ex-girlfriend? Well, come back to the cauldron, my friend. Come back to the cauldron. Let's see. Where are we at here? Everyone's talking about marijuana. A lot of support for cannabis here. Yeah, I crack people up. Yeah, I am an entertainer. You're supposed to laugh when you watch, right? There's all these laws of attraction and shit in here as well. Lots of electricity. God created Adam. Yeah, prove it. Scrolling. Energy, vibration, frequency. A lot of philosophical talk in here. You'll all be changing your minds about God once wormwood hits the earth and revelation begins. No, I'll be celebrating when all of you Christians are raptured out of here. And I'm staying down here with wormwood. I'm like, yes, 7 years of peace without these dumbasses here annoying the shit out of us. Yeah, did you ever see some of the rapture movies? The people that were with the Antichrist were having a good time. So you get 7 years of a good time. So there's Father Deacon. You should try to get a Father Deacon discount code, referral code for Kool-Aid. That would be an epic collaboration. Look at that. Discount code and Kool-Aid for Kool-Aid. Yeah, my wife, she thinks that's funny. Yeah, that might work out. Did you see like me on the Punchy? You know, the giant Kool-Aid bowl man. No, Punchy is Hawaiian Punch. Who's the Kool-Aid man? The Kool-Aid man. Me jumping through the wall with a thing of Kool-Aid, right, and pouring it out and getting everybody high with it. Let's see. Scrolling through. Oh, man. Almost caught up here to the end of the comments. Look at that. After being behind for 30 minutes, right? Just takes a while. Well, I can tell you he definitely doesn't appreciate you getting on here, bad-mouthing him on the daily. Screw your God. I am bad-mouthing your God, and screw you. I reject your God. Your God is evil and despicable to me. I am not going to be controlled by you. You're not going to manipulate me with fear. So you can go take that bullshit somewhere else. Go on Richard Dawkins' YouTube stream, and maybe he'll listen to you. Let's see. The law of gender. 7 law of cause and effect. There's all kinds of laws being talked about. When you drink too much alcohol, rum, you get a kidney problem? Yeah, to clean out? I don't know. There's all kinds of theories out there why you develop kidney stone. There's all kinds of theories out there. No one knows for sure why they are there. And sometimes they stay in your kidneys, and sometimes they come out, right? Sometimes they're big. You know, I've known a gentleman where they had to shove a long thing up his penis and grab it and pull it out. I mean, that's terrifying to me. Thankfully, when mine was stuck, I got they did like a sonic vibration. They had took the sonic weapon and they shot it through I had to be knocked out unconscious, and they shot the stone and they broke it up with the sonic vibrations. So if you are facing kidney stone problems, ask your urologist. Say, I want to get that shit done. Don't put that long pole up my penis. Get me the sonic drill and get that shit out that way. Some people don't know. Some doctors like doing it the old way, pulling it out. Don't do that shit. Get the sonic. It's much more less painful. Oh, let's see. Where are we at here? It's a prediction program. You receive rewards in direct proportion to the value you provide the world through efforts and energy and service. Yeah, you could make a case for that. What you reap is what you sow, right? You know, I think there's a lot of value in that. He's confusing the lessons together, which is okay, as long as he got the knowledge. The Masons rigged the game. You think so? I don't know. There's a few Masons that come on here. I don't know all of their. The Masons are really good with solar myth in the Bible. They've represented the Bible as solar myth. I think that was pretty good what they've done. There's a heavenly host that controls the world. That's how you see it. I don't want to be controlled. When you are controlled, you can never really love. Someone please make the image in the Discord, Father's face on the Kool-Aid man. There you go. Well, Steve could do it. Steve's got all that technology, but I don't think he's on right now. Steve, he is always making me like, what was the last one he made? With our erectile dysfunction group, I had a noodle in my hand, a limp noodle. He is always making me with these interesting pictures. He made me with doing the sign of the cross in all black leather and everything. Yeah. He knows how to do all that stuff. But I don't think he's on. He usually comes on in the afternoon. What lessons are you referring to? Lactose intolerant is your name. I don't have any lessons here. Oh, where are we at here? The Masons broke the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages. The church was divided. There was a war. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I got another about 5 minutes to be with you for any last comments or questions. I may be back later on today. I'm not 100% certain, but we'll see how the day plays out. They mixed in it with Gnostic stuff. Interesting. Oh, let's see here. Where are we going here? Yeah, join our Discord. There's a join button over there. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could support me and become part of our Discord community. They have all kinds of fun on there. The Upanishads are the first religion. Yeah, you could certainly say that. Oh, Jebus was an Arab wizard and a god DJ named Sandeep Pantishit. Where are we at here? Scrolling through, having a nice, interesting conversation in here, I see. In the beginning, there was the cauldron. The cauldron was with Ceridwen, and Ceridwen was the cauldron. All things come from the cauldron. That is Ceridwen chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Yeah. Let's see. You are the stone the builders rejected. Good for you. Help you, Father. What do you need help with? You're under control of something? I don't want to be in control of anything, right? You're not the mind or the body. What am I? Yeah, what am I? Free yourself through ascension? How do I do it? What must I do to ascend? Is there a certain amount of mushrooms I must take to get to the other side? Yeah, educate me in the power of ascension. What is necessary? What kind of drugs must I do to get there? Nothing to ascend to. We're already here. Yeah, I would say that. Everything that's wonderful is here. There's nowhere else to go, right? Everything you can discover is right here in your midst. That's what Christ taught, right? The kingdom of God is in your midst. It's right here. Why are you going somewhere else to find it? It's right here. And with that, I have come to the end of the show. I will be definitely back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will be here at 9 a.m. again. And then around 4:30, 5 o'clock for our Dungeons and Dragons game, I will be here. Yeah, like and subscribe and join us on Discord. We'll see you soon. Maybe tonight, not 100% certain, but we'll see.